And Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 kind of is referencing that hall of fame of faith of all these great people who have done all these great things in the name of God or by faith in God. So Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses." Can y'all repeat after me? Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. And let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Amen. You know, one of the things you learn from the military is you learn this concept of packing light. Amen. Because if you don't learn to pack light, everything you packing, you carry it. Amen. Everything you packing, you carry it. So you learn to pack light because once you start going 22 miles and you run, and then your feet is burning because you got to put that moleskin on the bottom of it. Amen. Once you start walking like that and you walking everywhere you go, you don't want to be carrying a whole bunch of extra stuff. So what you do is you pack as light as you can. And matter of fact, if anything, I got soldiers and Marines up in here, they're going to all be talking about me. What the military do is they would give you a packing list. And, you know, if you didn't pack everything that was in the packing list, you get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times I was lazy. I didn't want to carry all that extra stuff. So guess what I would do? I would deliberately leave off stuff off the packing list. But then I was young, I didn't realize that the sergeants had already been through this before. And then when you're young, you think like you the first one to ever come up with something. So here go, I have my packing list. I deliberately pack light. Because I was like, oh, they said we marching 15 miles a day. Oh, I'm packing real light today. You see what I'm saying? But lo and behold, they come out there and they say, get an attention. You know, we all lock up at attention. They said, now open up your bags. And then they're going and inspecting, are you carrying what's in the packing list? And then when you do not comply to the packing list, then next thing you know, you're doing push-ups, side straddle hops, just pain and agony for like 40 minutes. Amen. And they were actually being nice because they could have given you an Article 15. Amen. They could have if they wanted to be real difficult. So what I'm sharing with you is this. Anyone who travels a long way learns how to pack light. And that's the purpose of prayer. The first 15, 20 minutes of prayer, you unpacking. Before you can go and soar with him, you got to unpack. And part of that unpacking is, that's what the Bible says, cast your cares to him. Because guess what? We care so deeply, so much, that we can't see. We can't see. Oh man, let me tell you, that little girl and the other little girl over there, I care for them so deeply that I can very easily be blind. Amen. When you love your children so much that you can easily be blind. And that's my point is sometimes you got to separate yourself from all your cares in order for you to see God clearly so that you can do the right thing. The right thing is going to be different from your cares. Amen. If you can see, but when you can step back and see, all right, I'm loving them to the point that if I died today, they couldn't function. Amen. Let me say that 2 more times. I'm loving them so much that if I died today, they couldn't function. And they're 20-some years old. If we love our kids, the number one thing we should do is train them so that they can function without us. Because we know we ain't gonna always be here. But sometimes we care so much that, especially y'all mamas, let me talk about y'all mamas up in here. Amen? Let me tell you this. I'm ashamed to admit this. Y'all gonna think different of me. My mama used to brush my hair till I was 11. You know what I'm saying? My mama used to brush my hair till I was 11. I'm embarrassed to admit that. Amen? Because she, you know, and then sometimes she would go and like, if I come out the house looking, she'd be like, no, come. And then she dressing me and putting my, you know, putting a new sweater on me. And next she do one of these, you know, and putting on, you know, all this other stuff. And what I'm trying to say is that, she, you know, if it wasn't for my brother, I would not have been prepared for being an adult. They shipped me to my brother at age 16. And he said, oh, blankety blank, no. He said, I ain't gonna be washing your stuff. You know what I'm saying? He did all kind of hygienic thing, drill sergeant stuff. They said, no, this is how you gonna cook for yourself. Because I ain't gonna be home every night. This is how you gonna do this. Because I ain't gonna do this. And he was mean and rough and nasty and everything else. But the one thing I'll give him is within 3 months, guess what? I knew how to function on my own. But sometimes we care so much we can't see. Sometimes we can even enjoy a job and have a good time on the job, but then we can't see that God's got a bigger vision for you than just being on that job. We got to stop allowing ourselves to be overcome by the cares of this world. And we got to begin to cast things out. You can't fly when you got all this stuff on your skeleton. Amen? All this extra weight on that you're putting, you can't fly. And sometimes it takes time to cast off. Because here's the thing, you got to really, I hate to break your feelings on this, but God don't care about your feelings. I know that sounds harsh, but God cares about what he cares about. And then we've got to get aligned with that. Amen? And if you don't believe that, then guess what? There's all kind of people who have dead children. Amen. There's all kind of people who have broken plans, crushed visions, crushed goals, and they had all kind of feelings attached with all those things. And guess what they discovered? It's God's plan is the one that counts. So wouldn't it be wiser? And see, that's the problem with Oprah and all of them. They got you praying. And matter of fact, even my man, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. Okay, I love him, but guess what? He's like, you've got to create a vision for your life. You've got to close your eyes and be able to imagine what is due to you. And the only problem with that is you can imagine all you want to, but if it's not in God's will, it ain't going to happen. You can have all the greatest imagination in the world. Okay, well, let me tell you this. And let me tell you how foolish my imagination is. I got out the Army. I was still in some decent shape. All right? And I went and I played basketball. Matter of fact, it was awesome because Kim's little brother and I always have had this little like competitive thing. You know what I'm saying? So I took him out there, and I'm not a good basketball player. But I took him out there to play basketball with me. Everything I threw up went up in the basket. I mean, it was just a blessing. God just hooked the brother up. Kim's little brother watching. I'm just whoosh, boom, boom, boom. And matter of fact, I count that I test my only dunk in life was that day. You see what I'm saying? Now it was a bent rim. You see what I'm saying? But I still got it up in there. And man, and Delantis, he had nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? He was quiet all the way. He was like, man, I can't believe you. I can't believe you did it. I was so much in the zone. But you know what I did with my imagination? I went to Kim and I said, Kim, you think if I just started working hard right now that I could play in the developmental league? You see what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, my wife said, yeah, baby, I believe in you. I believe. And then with my imagination and all of my vision, I went out there and got destroyed by a 14-year-old 2 days later. Amen. Now he was a 6'6" 14-year-old, but I got destroyed by a 14-year-old 2 days later. So what I'm trying to tell you is you can imagine all you want to, but you need to go and cast all of your cares aside. Get in touch with God's vision for your life. Amen? Got to get in touch with God's vision for your life. We have to stop. We can never see. Can you play there's a video that looks somewhat similar to that. It's called Interesting Chicken Behavior. You got to ask yourself, can y'all turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, are you an eagle or a chicken? Amen. Because if you're an eagle, you're going to be able, see, eagles you don't see eagles on the ground looking and pecking around. This is not what you see an eagle doing. See, that's a chicken right there, okay? And it's good food. But look at them. They all talking to each other. They all got their little plans. One of them's talking about what the other person doing. The other one's talking about what this other person did. Oh, I can't believe Aunt Sally did this. I can't believe so-and-so did this. They all plucking and chucking around. But guess what? None of them have any vision. As long as you plucking and chucking and looking at the ground, you don't have vision. You can't see where you're supposed to be going. But you can go and talk to one another. Man, I bet you the conversation is fly. Amen? And on your job, let me challenge you. Do you look like this? Amen? Do you look like this? Because these people do not become the future leaders of America. When you're sitting around clucking and chucking, then you aren't being able to have a vision. The eagle soars above all of that. You're not going to see an eagle doing that. And you got to make a decision. Are you going to be an eagle or a chicken? You can stop the sound. But I want to ask you, I heard this dope quote, and I'm guilty of this. It says, great people talk about ideas. Small people talk about people. Amen. Great people talk about ideas. Small people talk about people. You got to make a decision in your life. Are you going to be a great person? Are you going to be an eagle? Or are you going to be a chicken that's clucking around talking about other simple-minded chickens? Amen.